Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Mother Nature will have us on our toes. We're monitoring 3 separate severe weather windows before we go back to work on Monday morning.
Okay, Ben, but we begin with breaking news on Detroit's west side. A manhunt underway after a teenager is shot and killed while changing a flat tire. Another teenager injured in the shooting. Witnesses say he was shot in his arm and is expected to be okay.
Mara McDonald live near 7 Mile and Braille. Mara, I guess this started as an argument at a screen printing shop.
Devin, it did, and this scene is vast. Take a look. We've got squad cars down here, and then they extend all the way down there. Now, that screen printing shop that you referenced is about, I'd say, 8 blocks from where I'm standing right now. That's where the original fight was. But if you come back over here, you see the squad cars and that group of officers right there. This is where the shooting went down. Police and yellow crime scene tape everywhere. The gray car the 2 teenage boys were in was pulled over by this Valero gas station.
When they was trying to change the fire, the people came and was shooting at them, they scattered, and then a few of them got hit.
Witnesses say this started as a fight a few blocks away. You could hear the yelling coming from a screen printing shop. The 16-year-old and 15-year-old were in a gray car. They pulled over when their tire went flat, and that's when they were targeted. The 15-year-old shot in the arm ran to this Sunoco gas station. The 16-year-old
got shot in the face and in the chest.
Witnesses say police were on the scene within minutes and did CPR, but police confirmed for us that 15-year-old died at the hospital.
It terrifies me because it's right down the street from me. And then it's a young kid. I mean, we all need to come together. It's just ridiculous.
Back here live. So you've got 2 teenagers who were shot, 1 fatally. Police still on the scene out here looking for 2 adult men, and they believe they were driving a red car. That's what police are saying, and that's what witnesses out here are saying as well. We are live on Detroit's west side. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
What a situation there. All right, Mara. Kim.
Okay, turning now to the weather. Ben's tracking some potentially severe thunderstorms moving in. I say potential because you got to really keep an eye on these things. So
yeah, and I think most of the weekend is going to be dry. Okay. But those windows that we have to watch out for, even though there's a possibility these won't materialize, there's definitely the ingredients that are brewing. And we start first with Saturday. Even though this is marked as Saturday afternoon, that's the more likely chance, and it is a marginal risk. We can't rule out that first round that's coming through in the morning could potentially be severe as well. Then we get into late Sunday night, and the risk goes up to Category 2 or a slight risk on the scale. As of right now, it's just a couple light showers that have been able to sort of move through the area. Some of this may not even be reaching the ground. The air's still pretty dry near the surface. So those 3 windows that we are watching, Saturday from 8 to 11 a.m., that's the first round that comes through. It's the lowest threat. Saturday, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., that's the marginal risk, sort of the medium one that we looked at. And the most likely potential for severe weather, unfortunately, is overnight, late Sunday, early Monday morning, 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. We'll look at all 3 of these, and of course, the heat and humidity that's coming back for the weekend, all in a few minutes. Devin.
The Port Huron Police Department is mourning the loss of a 22-year veteran of the force. Lieutenant Joel Wood, shot and killed this morning while visiting a female co-worker in Clyde Township. He was off duty at the time. Police believe the gunman was that woman's estranged husband. And when the woman went to get help, police said the man followed her and shot her 3 times and shot a neighbor trying to help. A 36-year-old man was arrested in Southfield a few hours later. Port Huron police say it is a terrible loss.
This is a tragic loss from the Port Huron Police Department. Lieutenant Wood was a great officer.
The woman who was shot is in the hospital recovering, listed tonight in critical but stable condition.
Preparations underway tonight for the week-long celebration of life for Aretha Franklin. Jermont Terry is live at Shane Park, where a free show will honor the Queen of Soul the night before her funeral. Jermont?
Kimberly, we're talking days of star-studded performances and tributes for the Queen of Soul. The concert that is slated here for next Thursday at Shane Park will be a prelude to the powerhouse names of performances and speakers that we will see at her services. Aretha Franklin drew huge crowds when she performed, and even in death, the Queen of Soul continues to bring out the masses, all who want to say thanks.
It says that she was huge and she was well loved by so many.
Starting on Tuesday, Franklin will lie in repose at the Charles H. Wright Museum. The public visitation will be a way for fans to see Aretha one last time. Thousands are expected to line up for the 2 days.
Would like to attend the funeral.
Claudia Couch is one of many hoping to get inside Greater Grace Temple for the Celebration of Life services on Friday. But first, fans will hit Shane Park Thursday night, where the first round of big-name artists will sing tributes. Gladys Knight, the Four Tops, and Johnny Gill are a few hitting the stage.
That's going to be an event to remember.
Friday morning, thousands will pack Greater Grace Temple, where an all-star lineup will belt out songs at Aretha's funeral. Shirley Caesar, Stevie Wonder, and Faith Hill are the three set to fly into Detroit and perform.
Something similar to when Rosa Parks passed.
The list of famous speakers is just as impressive as those performing. At age 93, actress Cicely Tyson will reflect on Aretha's impact. Longtime friend and Motown legend Smokey Robinson will speak, along with former President Bill Clinton and Reverends Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. The 4-day event is to remember a legend.
I don't think 4 days is going to be enough.
Now, the tickets for the concert here at Shane Park and for the funeral services are free, and they will be available for people to get online at Ticketmaster come Monday morning at 10 a.m. And judging by the people that are interested in coming out, they will likely go very fast. Reporting live at Shane Park tonight, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
Definitely a hot ticket and a star-studded event. Okay, Jermont. And we hope you'll join us Friday morning starting at 9 a.m. for complete coverage of Aretha Franklin's funeral. We'll be carrying it live on air, online, and on the Local 4 Facebook page. A second arrest has been made in connection with the death of off-duty Detroit firefighter Jack Wiley II.
An 18-year-old was taken into custody today. Earlier this week, as we've reported, Wiley was shot and killed in his home on Detroit's west side. Yesterday, police arrested another teenager who sources say lived on that same street. But police say the motive behind the murder is still unknown. We await word on the charges that the two teens will face. The trial is not going to be moved for a former Michigan State trooper charged with murder in the tasing of a Detroit teenager on an ATV. Mark Bessner's attorney argued that media coverage of the case could deny his client a fair trial, but a judge denied that request to move it. Bessner is charged with second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter in the death of 15-year-old Damon Grimes. Trial is now set for October 22nd.
Ohio State football coach Urban Meyer is apologizing to Courtney Smith 2 days after not acknowledging her directly during a news conference announcing his suspension. In a written statement, Meyer writes, "Let me say here and now what I should have said on Wednesday. I sincerely apologize to Courtney Smith and her children for what they have gone through." Meyer was suspended for 3 games earlier this week for mishandling allegations of domestic abuse by former assistant coach Zach Smith.
Hundreds of illnesses being connected to salads at McDonald's.
The outbreak that now includes cases here in Michigan.
Also, a man takes a chainsaw to a campaign sign. The surprising confrontation when the candidate caught up with the man responsible for destroying his signage.
And he was a street singer here in Detroit when he got his big break.
They said, well, hey man, you can get a record deal and we'll help you out.
Find out what brought this award-winning musician back to where it all started next on Uniquely Detroit.